Questions 31 through 33. Listen to a teacher talking in a history class.
In the early 1800s, Texas was a part of Mexico. However, as many Americans began to move westward, lots of them migrated to Texas. After a few years, they had established their own communities. These settlers had no desire to belong to Mexico. Instead, they sought to be independent. Understandably, the Mexicans objected to this. After all, which country wants to lose land that it controls? Anyway, in 1835, some fighting broke out between the American settlers and Mexican soldiers. For the most part, the Americans won those battles. Then, in early 1836, the Mexicans sent a large army into Texas. At that time, the Texans occupied an old Spanish church mission in San Antonio that was called the Alamo. The Mexican army surrounded the Alamo and laid siege to it on February 23, 1836. The Mexicans had around 3,000 men and were led by Santa Anna. The Texans, meanwhile, only had about 250 men. They were led by Colonel William Travis. The famous frontiersmen James Bowie and Davy Crockett were at the Alamo as well. I'm sure you've heard of both men. The siege lasted until March 6th. On March 5th, Santa Anna ordered his soldiers to move into position for an all-out assault on the Alamo the next day. In the morning on the 6th, the attack began. The Texans were good shots and killed a large number of Mexicans who were out in the open. But there were too many Mexican soldiers. The Mexicans breached the walls, broke into the Alamo, and killed all of the men there. It was a stunning defeat for the Texans. However, they used this loss to inspire them to victory. "Remember the Alamo" became the battle cry of the Texans. They soon defeated Santa Anna's army and even captured him. After that, Texas split apart from Mexico and became an independent nation.
Now answer the questions. Number 31. What is the main topic of the teacher's talk? Number 32. What does the teacher imply about the Mexicans? Number 33. Why does the teacher mention James Bowie and Davy Crockett?